Rob Parvonian, and in November 2018, I'm going to record a live album. I know, I should have done this a long time ago. You see, I'm also a musician, and I have been my whole life. I started out on the cello when I was a kid. I sat first chair in the 8th grade orchestra. In junior high, I bought a bass guitar and started playing in bands. And after college, I was playing in an original rock band in Chicago, and we played places like the Avalon, Shoebuzz, Cabaret Metro. Trust me, these are cool spots. But the band didn't last too long. So after the band fizzled, I hit the comedy music thing full force. I became a regular at the Improv in Chicago, I started going on the road, and I started working as a professional comedian. When I decided to do my first comedy album, the musician in me wanted to do a studio album full of songs with a full band and cool arrangements. So that's what I did. And I've put out 6 studio albums, and they've gotten airplay, including on the Dr. Demento show, which for comedy music is the brass ring. And I have put out some live tracks. On my second studio album, I included a live track of a bit that was going over well at the time at Catch a Rising Star in New York. But that track actually came from this videotape from the club. I later recorded an updated version of that bit to upload to this new site called YouTube. I even put together 2 collections of live tracks so I could have CDs to sell after shows, because people used to buy CDs after shows. But the first one came from a bunch of sets that I had videotaped, and on some of them you could even hear the cash register in the background because the tripod was set up next to the bar. And the second one came from 2 shows that I had recorded on a mini disc player. This was high tech for like 8 months. But I've never put out a full-length, intentionally recorded live album. Which is crazy, because I've done a lot of other cool stuff. I've performed at over 400 venues throughout the country. I've been to all 50 states and performed in 49 of them. Fuck you, Arizona! I opened for George Carlin on his final tour. I opened for Lily Tomlin at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. I was on Dutch public television that one time, and I even got tricked into being on IFC. I contend that I was tricked into being on IFC, but that's a whole other story. I've met Dr. Demento, I've been to Edinburgh, and I've performed for the troops in Afghanistan. So I think it's about time I put out a full-length live comedy album. And you could be a part of it 2 ways. First, if you're around Brooklyn on November 13th, come to the show. It's going to be awesome. It's at a beautiful jazz club. I got a great lineup, and I'm going to do an hour of my best new stuff. And if you can't make it to Brooklyn on November 13th, sign up on my mailing list or follow me online, and you'll be the first to know when the album comes out. I'm shooting for a January 2019 release date. I'm really excited about this project, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the new stuff. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bonus points if you recognize that song.